Let's get this show on the road.
Huh? Can you hear me?
You need to bend it to your mouth. A little up, a little bit more. There you go.
Like that?
Yeah. Can you hear it now?
I'll just talk really loud otherwise.
There you go. You've never talked really loud. That's impossible. All right. That's never happened. No, no. Very quiet. Seek. Anyways, let's record this to the reporting in progress. It is. We are live. It says we're live. Let's see. Hey, everybody. It's Go Whiskey Week, but more importantly, it is still Whiskey Wednesday. Kerrin Egalka here from Cotswold.
Yeah, Cotswolds Distillery.
Cotswold Distillery in England, you say?
Do you guys know where the Cotswolds are? Yeah, it's about like it's like the
That was he was like a octopus type guy. Oh no, that's Oswald. Sorry.
Oh,
No, I get
really
right.
close, really close. It's like the Berkshires of the UK. It's like
That's actually a really good way to put it.
it is, right?
Yeah,
It's just kind of like cozy and pretty and lots of farming. Some assholes, not a lot, but some. Oh, it's like an hour and a half northwest of London. It's really pretty. Lots of sheep.
We actually have an over and under for the swearing tonight.
Do you really?
Yeah. So there's Johnny's taking bets right now.
I have been here before, but just not for this brand.
That was one.
I'm gonna try to. I'm mature now. I'm gonna try to. I work for a mature company. You know, I'm trying to.
What's your bracelet say?
You really want me to say that out loud?
You can say, this is an adult crowd. No one's offended here.
I have to say that I woke up at 4:30 in the morning to be here with you folks today. Because I was supposed to be here on Monday. I was supposed to fly in on Sunday night. Then it was Monday morning, and then it all got canceled. So Ryan says, "Get your fucking ass on a plane." It's 2 and 3. I didn't get it. Yeah, but that was a quote. I don't think it means this.
I didn't say that. You're misquoting me again.
And so I got on the first flight from Houston.
Dot. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. So did it? Is it?
Yeah, of
course. Of course. Yeah, sure. So my bracelet says try not to be a cunt. It doesn't say don't be. It says try. So we're just
keep track on the side, John.
See, that is not a swear. Is that a swear?
What?
I guess it is.
No, it's not a swear in England.
Right.
It's not a swear in England.
Not a swear in England. No. Anyway, so you have me here. I'm gonna try. Anyway, I'm on a low amount of sleep. So but
we digress.
But you're the only people that I would get up at 4:30 in the morning to be here for. So
yeah,
it's true. It is true.
He did.
And I'm petrified of this guy. So.
No, the wholesaler was very, very good. It had all your samples waiting for you, didn't they?
Exactly. Totally.
Yes, ready so that she could pick them up and bring them here. And here we are. And we've added a couple. Extra things tonight.
It's true.
And we added a couple extra people. We're now sold out. So there you go.
Thank you guys. And even for my like weird geeky English whiskey, it's fun to share geeky.
I think everybody wanted to see what you were up to be honest with you. What's Kerrin doing? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, sure. I'm not sleeping a lot. I think that's up. And I've been bouncing around the US. So it's been fun. But yeah, I still live in England.
This is not like a big this is not big yet in the United States.
No. We just launched with a Texas distributor 3 weeks ago. So I was doing a launch with those guys. We are distributed by Ruby Wines here in Massachusetts, but I'm really focusing on 3, 4 markets in the U.S.
Where's the big markets for English whiskey?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a real tough one to figure this out.
Okay.
It's England, so yeah, we're actually
here, like in the United States.
I was like. This is
I sort of figured that one.
Yeah, no, nothing yet. I mean, there is
it's nothing.
It's so funny because so many people, at least in France and Germany, it's like people have heard of there's 71 English whiskey distilleries now. 10 years ago there was 5. So it's a category that's really starting to boom on that side of the pond. But yeah, there's a couple over here. So I think Filey Bay is over here. Yeah, so you have a couple from them. I think
English Whiskey Company was, but I think
English Whiskey Company maybe a little.
But I think they're I haven't seen them.
Maybe not. Yeah. The lakes, maybe a little bit over.
Well, tell us a little bit about
Sure.
Cotswold. Like what
So-
kind of sets everything apart? Why the Cotswolds? Why, why are you there?
Why
Yeah,
am I
why are
here?
you? Yeah.
Um,
Why?
why? All right. So, I seem to find work with crazy American founders. So, the founder of my previous company, obviously,
Yes.
American guy, working for a Scotch whiskey company, and Dan Jor, an American guy, who was crazy, crazy, crazy about whiskey, a huge whiskey collector. What do you do when you're a huge whiskey geek? Actually, I should direct this at Megazone because maybe it's gonna be him next. But what do you do when you're a huge whiskey geek? You buy a couple bottles of whiskey. What do you do when you're a really big whiskey geek? You buy your own cask of whiskey. What do you do when you're like a massive whiskey geek? You build your own distillery.
What
So
do you do when you have a lot of money and you're into whiskey? Is
is the well,
Yeah.
or you buy.
How do you make a little money in the whiskey business? Start with a lot.
Start with a lot of money. Exactly. And so he bought a barrel of Bruichladdich and became obsessed with Bruichladdich and then was, he was living over in the UK, living in London after he had been living in France for a while and just like grew he actually had become a member of a bunch of whiskey clubs. He was never really a whiskey maker. He just was a real whiskey enthusiast. But he became really good friends with folks in the whiskey industry. So Jim Swan, Jim McEwen, and he got a kind of weekend home in the Cotswolds because that's what people do is they buy kind of country.
It's like the
just
Berkshires.
yeah,
Yeah.
funny you say that.
Yeah. Somebody said that.
I don't know. Somebody said that. And he had this house in the Cotswolds and was kind of like out looking over, all of the rolling hills, and there's just barley everywhere. He said, Jesus, somebody should just make a distillery here. I guess it should be me. And bing, bam, boom. So
We are.
and what's funny is that, and we'll taste the gin at the end, but what do whiskey distilleries do before their whiskey is ready to be drunk? They put a gin out. Gin
Yeah,
keeps
but you know something? That's where it makes the most sense. I mean, like, the United States, the same thing. Everybody, well, I want to make vodka. We're gonna make gin and stuff like that. You're an English company.
yeah.
It sort of makes sense that you make gin.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is that it's if you talk to Dan, Dan kind of hates this fact, but most people know us because of the gin, because we released a gin, and I'll tell you about the gin at the end. But we released a gin, and the year we released it, it won World's Best Gin. And so it's a great award, great thing, and like absolutely sales skyrocketed. We're in every single supermarket in the UK, and tons. It's lots and lots of business. It's huge. But of course, he really wants to be known for the whiskey.
Right.
But people are obsessed with the gin, and so it's kind of and even me, coming into the U.S. with these products. I will get a lot of appointments because the whiskey sounds really interesting, and I'll just have the gin in the bag and be like, oh, we also have this gin, and people will be like, fuck it, I'm getting the gin too. And I'm like, all right, so, oh, sorry, yeah. Okay, you really are keeping, you really are keeping track.
No, it's just
Be glad I got on that plane.
it should be.
Yeah. So, anyway, so we put out, we were the first people to put out an English single malt whiskey. And now we're, like I said, there's 71 English distilleries creating whiskey right now. Our signature whiskey is the #1 bestseller. We sell over 150,000 bottles a year. And it's something that has had a lot of success in the UK, and the kind of goals moving forward and kind of why I joined was to bring it out of this kind of UK bubble into other parts of the world. So I'm in the US really only launching in a couple markets at the moment. Massachusetts, obviously I'm from Framingham, so I might know some people in this room.
Yeah,
but also really, and I'm not saying this just to butter you up, but the really intelligent whiskey community here, people are, understand about provenance and understand about different casks and different impact they have and chill filtering and things like that. So Massachusetts, Texas, huge whiskey market also. Huge
gin market.
Huge premium gin market.
Absolutely.
Which I have seen in the past few weeks. Minnesota, we just happen to be in a really, really good fine wine craft spirit distributor, so focusing there. And I'm flying to DC on Monday, so hopefully DC is going to be the
DC is
first one.
another one too. But it's always funny because like I always find it humorous when somebody does something like the gin, and then they get mad at it. I'm like,
Embrace it,
lightning in a
yeah.
bottle doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
And like if it happens, you capitalize on
Yeah.
it. You use that to get, like if he's gonna do whiskeys, you use that to get your foot in the door.
Oh yeah.
So it's not like it necessarily a bad thing that
No,
like everybody all of a sudden goes like cuckoo over the gin
No,
part of it.
we are all. I'm very excited. So I met this guy at a whiskey show. We just like kind of symbiotics with my previous company, and we just kind of really got along. And he's like, I really need somebody like you. Like it would be great if somehow the worlds aligned and we could work together. And a couple of years later, here I am. But it's funny because the whiskeys, when people you just don't think about England as a whiskey
And it doesn't really actually make any sense. Why not? I mean,
well,
seriously,
literally next
it's
literally
right there.
it's England, Scotland.
Everybody realizes that
Ireland,
the Isle of Britain is not that big.
yeah, exactly. So it's really similar temperature.
Right.
We are a little bit warmer.
And by the way, some of to your point where you saw the barley,
Yeah,
a lot of the barley does come from England
yeah, exactly.
that they use. So it does that even makes even
Exactly.
more sense.
So, we're just all about creating. So everything that happens at Cotswolds is kind of within 15 miles from the distillery. So, the barley is grown 15 miles from distillery, malted 15 miles from the distillery. Alice, who's our Bill Lumsden, basically. Alice, who is our head of production and head of operations and head of whiskey blending and gin making. She's 25 years old. What were you doing at 25?
Working for my dad.
Okay.
No, actually at 25, I was working for the Secretary of State as an securities investigator.
Yeah, I was blacked out with my face down in a nightclub somewhere at 25.
And here we both are today.
Exactly. That's why you have a lot more money than I do, I think. She is running running a whole distillery. Anyway, Alice is from 10 miles away from the distillery, born and raised.
Nice.
So she's kind of grown up in the
girl makes good.
Yeah, local girl makes good, and she's badass. She's really that. I don't think that counts as a swear. She's really really cool. Okay.
That's okay. Have a point
Have
off.
a point. Fine.
That's okay. Have a point off.
And she is really really thoughtful about how she blends and about how she Anyway, so Cotswolds is all about like putting the beauty of the area of being of a place into a bottle. And what we do is we start kind of with the new make. And should we start drinking?
We can start. I'm sorry, everybody, we didn't get right into this, but I think it's important to sort of set up what Cotswold is because I've been getting a lot of questions about like, okay, what are the English doing now? It's one of those type of things. I think it's important to understand sort of the mythos, the originating point of this as we move forward, because I think some of these things are going to be bigger than they are right now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's I think you'll see in the coming years that England becomes more of a center for single malt. A lot of folks are
just like the US is. I mean,
yeah.
like we're making some great single malts here.
Exactly.
So it's becoming worldwide. Yeah. And people are looking to different places for
exactly. We're trying to get a geographical indication, which will make it so. I mean, we use a lot of kind of Scotch whiskey making laws anyway. But at the moment, there's no law saying that we can't. And so, just things like that. Now that there's so many
Scotch malt whiskeys.
Scotch malt whiskey is not pleased about this, but
or they'll take over. Just remember that they'll either not like it or say like, okay, adhere to our rules and pay us, please. Thank you very much.
Actually, funny story. So I used to work for Compass Box, which is how Ryan and I know each other. Right when I kind of started talking to the folks from the Cotswolds, Compass Box actually released a whiskey called Scot Free, which was a blend of only English whiskeys. And so one of them was Cotswolds. Like Cotswolds had given Compass Box some English whiskey, and it was because of the conversation around England getting a geographical indication and folks being in the Scotch Whiskey Association being really kind of up in arms about this. That there are other folks in the industry that are like, there's no reason why this shouldn't be. Everybody should be able to have their own stamp on whiskey without it just being some generic. So anyway. So
they're not happy.
I mean,
Oh, big surprise. Big
and
surprise, yeah.
why?
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
It's
Let's try the first one, and I'll
So-
maybe if I try enough, I'll tell you my story of the Scotch malt whiskey.
Scotch whiskey Association.
Scotch Whiskey Association.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Scotch malt whiskey.
No, it's fine. I know.
is-
I did it.
Do they ever
SWA.
the SMWS? Do they come
Yeah.
here? I mean,
We've had their stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
We've done barrel picks.
Fun.
So.
Fun.
All
Okay,
right.
so we're actually going to start with the
Start
kind of
with something
rarest.
that's the rarest.
the
right?
rarest one at the moment, and it's not in the U.S. yet. It's not even been. It's been TTB approved, but it's not in the U.S. It is it's our collaboration with the King. So one fun thing about being in the kind of country in England, and we're kind of down the road from the King's private residence, which is called Highgrove, and it's his kind of private farm, and he has been really dedicated to sustainable farming for many years. Before it was cool, before it was anything, Prince Charles, now King Charles, was farming sustainable, like heritage barley. And one of the types of heritage barley that he farms is called Plumage Archer. Plumage Archer.
Acha.
So
What are you trying to say? Acha.
Acha. So I was talking about the Big Atch, the new McDonald's cheese. Anyway, it doesn't irrelevant.
No one could understand their accent.
Irrelevant.
That was the joke.
Irrelevant to the King, the Big Arch and Plumage Archer. So I started with this because it's actually like it's a really delicate expression of the whiskeys. And what this is it's 50% 8-year-old. So what you'll see is that this is actually really important. The whiskeys are quite young, but they are really easy drinking for as young as they are. And that's because the new make that we make is super fruity and palatable. I'm actually going to bring the new make into the US because I had a little sample of it and people just went nuts for it. Won it just on its own. So our new make just won World's Best New Make, World's Best English New Make. Sorry, there were 60 entrants into that and we won. Which is great, but it's super fruity. We use a really long fermentation. We cut the hearts quite early. We use stills that kind of really coax out all that sweetness and fruitiness. You get a ton of like stone fruit. I always say
that was the first thing I noticed on this, and by the way, not grainy at all.
Yeah.
For younger whiskey.
Well, so yeah, this is 50% 8-year-old Plumage Archer heritage barley. From the King, so it's royal, right? And then 50% are kind of our single malt in STR casks, shaved toasted recharred. You guys know what STR is, I think, but shaved toasted recharred red wine casks. The red wine being from Portugal, and this is a kind of delicate expression of our signature style. And I think it's like you can get almost these bay leaf notes, these fennel notes, these kind of herbaceous notes in the whiskey. And it's something that's really fun. We have this collaboration with the King. It's not a forever thing. We're going to do kind of 3 different batches. It's all going to be the same recipe, but 3 different releases of it year after year after year. So 3 of them. And I'm bringing, I think, like 200 bottles of this one over, but we've had really great feedback to it so far, and it's a really interesting one to start with because it's kind of the most delicate as we work our way through the range.
It's delicate, but it has a pretty good depth of flavor.
Yeah,
and it's definitely that stone fruit.
Fennel,
there's some herbal tones, but there's also some fruit tones in there too.
Peaches, kind of.
I was saying apricot and stuff like that, and the really good, really interesting.
Does it taste like? What would you, if you had to blind taste this? Would you think it was single malt? What would you think it was?
Delicious.
That's fine. But it's funny because I've said that I've blind tasted folks on without people not knowing what Cotswolds are. And some people are like, is it American? Is it Irish? Is it Scotch? It's definitely malt, but I can't quite place
I would actually there's been a couple I would have probably guessed American.
Yeah?
Just like blindly.
Blindly, yeah.
Yeah. Because I've had a couple that have sort of this sort of flavor to it.
Yeah.
And because we're getting older stuff now.
Yeah.
Even though you're mixing it.
Yeah.
You're blending it. But that's probably where I would have
just guessed. And so all of our whiskeys are 100% single malt. That's something that's kind of interesting coming from, where I was
Yeah.
before, but like, having the distillery on site, um having, barrels upon barrels upon barrels resting kind of just next door it's a really fun place to get to come to work. There's also tons of sheep. Yeah, I really like animals, so sheep being next door make a big difference for me. Anyway, so
Is there more sheep or more barrels?
I actually think if you include our like warehouse, it's definitely more barrels
All
than
right, there
sheep.
you go.
Um,
It's a good ratio.
yeah. If we get more sheep than barrels, there's probably a problem.
What do you guys think? Yeah,
Yeah.
this
So
is
yeah.
coming.
So
It's
so
coming.
you guys will be the first people, and you're the first people to taste it in the U.S. for sure, unless people like Megazone brought like a sneaky bottle back. But we just released it in the UK. We just released this in the UK. This is called Highgrove Evergreen. Highgrove's the name of the property that the king owns. It's his personal residence. We've done a bunch of little launch parties with him, His Highness. It's still very awkward for me talking about him and capitalizing
Yeah.
and like things like that because I'm not used to monarchy, but I live there now, so our king anyway.
In the U.S., we recognize no
Yeah, right.
titles of nobility
Right. Yet.
yet. Well,
Good
you
luck.
never know.
Good luck with that. So this is
For those of you who don't know, the king and I are in the same club. He never shows up to the meetings though.
It's true. You mean
keeper.
the keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
So he's like at the epitome of Scotch whiskey,
yeah.
and he's doing work with English
He's
whiskey.
big.
So
He's
guess
a
what?
whiskey geek, and
Yeah,
so
exactly, absolutely.
everyone asks, how did this collaboration come about? And they've been farming this barley for years. And so we were approached as about, hey, you guys are nearby. We really respect what you're doing kind of in a sustainable way. We do spend a lot of time making our property as sustainable as possible. We kind of introduced this whole wetlands initiative where we kind of rewilded a bunch of the area that was kind of being used as storage space outside. We turned it into kind of wetlands with what are the pussy willow trees. They
Willow
kind of
trees.
absorb tons of water.
Right.
And so anyway, and we are now like kind of cleaning our wastewater, not waste, but from the distillation process and filtering it through the wetlands. And now we are seeing all these wildflowers and newts and creatures coming up, and it's very fun. But anyway, so we're approached by the Highgrove estate to see if we would want to make a whiskey together. And it just made a lot of sense. They've been doing all the sustainable farming. They've been growing this barley. We take a really sustainable approach to whiskey making. And what's funny about it is that this is the king's painting that wraps the box. So it's his barley, our whiskey making, wrapped in his painting. Anyway, so I'm bringing over a limited amount of it to the U.S. You guys in Massachusetts will have first crack at it, just like you had first crack at this guy too, which is exciting.
And what we'll do on that too is everybody that's here tonight, we have all your emails. So if anybody's interested, Gio has a couple of sheets upstairs.
Yeah.
But we'll if you put it down on that, we'll notify you immediately. But I'll probably send an email out to everybody that was here tonight.
Yeah,
too,
great.
so.
I mean, and it's fun to taste
This
together.
we don't have a price on yet.
It will be a little bit less than this guy, and a little bit more than the Cask Expressions, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so a little over 100, let's say.
Yeah.
Right.
The conversion rate always messes.
Yeah, we'll see what we pay for it, but
yeah, exactly. So,
yeah.
Although I have repriced, it doesn't matter, but I have repriced since I have started working with these guys. I have repriced everything so that it's a little bit more accessible. Just given the kind of change.
Yeah, I mean you have to compete.
Yeah. Anyway.
Right? All right. So okay.
Wait. So hold
nice.
a little bit of the Highgrove.
I was way too late to tell him that. Oh, that's like a swear.
Oh, did I? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I mean, there's more.
No, there's not.
Oh.
No.
Look, they like me.
I'm gonna let you on a little bit of a secret. Okay.
Yeah.
If I give them more whiskey, they like me more.
Oh.
Yay!
You made me
But we're doing a special one
I have
at
to
the
remove
end. We have
the
another
hoodie
one
on
at the
this.
end, so we're
Wait,
got more whiskey.
cool is that Megazone brought up one of the first So this is the first like permanent collaboration. I say permanent like we have a commitment to do kind of 10,000 bottles with them. So we have this ongoing. We have done single casks with Highgrove before, and Megazone actually brought one of them in. And it has a port cask finish. So it's the red wine cask, the bourbon cask, and then port cask finish as well. So I think that's going to be really interesting to finish on before the gin. So thank you, and that's very cool also. Anyway, I was saying it's interesting to go back to, but it's fine. We're just gonna we're gonna keep
In your head, go back.
You'll see what I mean.
You'll see.
It's only because I wanted to do this one first because it gets progressively less delicate if that's like so if you had tasted the kind of next two or whatever.
This is getting hit with a feather. The rest of them with sledgehammers.
Not
Is that what you're saying?
sledgehammer, it just gets progressively. It gets progressively more aggressive.
Again, try. Hi.
So, yeah,
How you doing?
yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going great. So the second whiskey is our signature. So this is our kind of like marmalade on toast, kitchen table whiskey, everyday drinking. It's going to be something like this is now it's generally between 4 and 5-year-old whiskey. But what you'll notice is that it doesn't taste like that because the new make is again so soft that it doesn't actually need that much age before it's exciting and easy to drink.
Before I forget, Lisa, the first one was 46.
They're all, oh yeah, that one's 46. Sorry, Highgrove's 46, Signature's 46. And then
We'll go to each one.
The next
one's
are cask
46.
strength. Yeah, this one's 46. The next ones become cask strength. So here we are. So signature is, and this is our signature style. So obviously Jim Swan was involved in helping build the distillery. He's really well known for favoring fruity single malt that have that use.
It's almost a little like salinic finish to it too.
Yeah. It's kind of has this like dancing, or it actually reminds me a lot of Spice Tree, funny enough. But it's like something that's not being made anymore. But it has this kind of round and punchy and orange marmalade vibe to it. But it's
nice.
super easy drinking. And it makes a great cocktail if you're gonna drink cocktails with whiskey. But this one just super easy drinking. It is 70%.
Blooded band would be great.
Yeah. It's 70% shaved toasted recharred Portuguese red wine casks, 30% ex-bourbon casks, first fill from Basil Hayden. We do basically it's meant to coax out all of those fruity notes from the new make.
Yeah.
But we've done this is kind of what people think of in England when they think of English whiskey. So something that it's bold. It's not, if you compare it to a wine, it's not going to be like your delicate Oregon Pinot Noir. It's going to be more like a, Rioja or Tempranillo, Cabernet, something like that. But it doesn't stop it from being easy drinking. I think 46 is kind of the sweet spot these days for single malt whiskey.
Well, I mean, you're not chill filter.
No, we don't.
So I mean, there's sort of the magic. 46 is the magic number. It's 92 proof.
Yeah.
Right? So that's when you really don't have to. And I think something like this, especially on the first one, and even this one is for me it's a lot of people will argue this is more flavor and all this stuff. For me, it's more of a mouthfeel.
Yeah.
It sort of has a viscosity.
The non-chill filtered or the 46? Well, yeah, the non-chill filtering. Actually, what's funny is again when we get to the gin, the gin looshes. It turns cloudy if you add tonic or ice or anything to it, and that's because it has all these like byproducts of distillation, these oils, and it kind of coats your palate in these congeners.
Yeah, this one does too because I thought that the finish lasts long, and it's almost like a coating on the tongue rather than just the finish.
Yeah.
So on the second one, what do you guys think of the signature? That's when I go through. I'll go through all the pricing and stuff after, but very, very approachable. By the way, very.
Also, just reduce the price.
And we've reduced the price.
Yeah.
So. Yes. Somebody have a question? The average age
4.5.
4.5, 5.
Don't again, and this sounds like I say this. This will be written on my gravestone, but we bottle based on flavor, not based on age. So This my last
That's
company
a
is
weird. That's a weird thing to have in your tombstone.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Good point. Excellent.
I swore a lot.
Excellent
would
point.
have
Yeah,
been- would have been
exactly. She tried not to be a cunt.
Yes.
Yes. She didn't always succeed, but at least she tried. Um, you know. Um,
Dot. Yes.
oh,
It did. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I'm glad it knows me by now.
It does.
It probably like remembers the last time I was here.
It's the Kerrin like filter.
Oh yeah.
Just automatically. The
Yeah.
AI is going like
Yeah. The AI is going like, no, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So,
Two good, you know what? Out of the box, two good whiskeys.
what do you say when they're not good?
I tell you.
Do you really?
Yeah, oh yeah. You don't want that.
What was the worst whiskey you'd ever had?
So
Wait, why are you all laughing? Was it one of my whiskeys?
no. That's why she's asked.
Yeah, that's why.
She pays attention, Jim. She knows what she's talking
You
about.
get alerts for Ryan.
Yeah.
Socials.
So for those of you who are not in the thing, I did a seminar called The Worst Whiskey I've Ever Had. And the whole point of it was to actually get everybody that went to it to actually try the worst whiskey they ever had. And it's sort of it's obviously a bragging right? I mean, you can say, like, everybody always tells you the best whiskey, but they never tell you the worst whiskey that they had.
Oh, the hot sauce one or something.
So,
wow.
well, there we go. So I think here's the terrible part. There were really bad whiskeys.
There's so many really bad whiskeys.
But there was it progressively got worse. I think if you asked everybody when we did it, it probably got to, I would say, Fishkey, which was whiskey aged in herring barrels.
Shut up. Why would you do that to someone you care about?
Oh, they don't care. I think it's done in Germany. They don't care.
Yeah.
And then we had the prototype for Westland's Inferno, which was 4-year-old whiskey, single malt whiskey, aged in hot sauce barrel.
Grim.
And what's really cool is I've been collecting these sort of whiskeys for a little while. This one actually got worse in the bottle. There was actually a crust. There was a crust on it. So.
Oh, thanks so much. Thank you.
After we're done tonight, and you want to rid yourself of your taste buds, we'll do those. But here's the cool part: is I asked everybody, was one of these whiskeys the worst whiskey you've ever had? And everybody raised their hand.
Oh yeah.
You didn't. You didn't lock do. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. There is one. Okay, I should say you are correct. There is one that we didn't do that I couldn't do because it's around $4,000 a bottle or something like that. We couldn't do. It was the Thompson brothers. Which one was worse? Do you think the 43? Yeah, 42 or 44. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the 44.
Get out of here.
The 44. It had gone so wood. The wood had taken over so much that it actually went to like this minty flavor. You remember Spaceballs when he says go to plaid? This was like go to mint because it had gone so far off the charts. It really was undrinkable. New oak in somebody's basement, basically. I mean, it came down to something was in somebody's basement. It was amazing because we got to try pretty much the oldest whiskey ever oldest bourbon ever bottled. But there's a reason why it was in somebody's basement. I'm gonna put it that way. And we did it with the Fraser Museum down in Kentucky. So we did the whole thing with the Fraser Museum. So that was actually the worst whiskey I've ever had. But everybody that was there, except you, and you had the worst whiskey you ever had, was either the Fishkey or the Inferno.
I have had some pretty bad whiskeys.
Yeah, give me those, and I'll put those over here, and we'll try, because they don't need to be on the.
Yeah,
they might actually eat their way through the table, and I don't want that. Put them on stone. Stone's always the best and safest place to put them.
There's a lot of people that are like, we have like completely cracked, on how to like super age or super peat or super something.
I doesn't even hold a candle to these.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
It's just like.
No, those would actually be a pleasant day on the beach in comparison to some of these. Right. But that's sort of how that that's sort of how that came about, was that I wanted everybody to have the bragging rights of actually.
Okay, so
Tasting the West whiskey.
that was a tangent, but I was saying, so you actually say when you think the whiskeys are garbage, is the upshot.
I won't say much,
Won't say much.
depending on where we are, but I won't say. But I will tell you, because if you want to know,
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you want to know?
I wouldn't be here if I didn't think they were delicious.
That's right. Well,
Moving on to more delicious whiskey. Okay, so the first.
all right, let's see if this holds up to Fishkey.
Right, yeah, I don't know, guys.
I will point out that one of the really bad whiskeys I had been searching for, and Randall found it when he was in Texas, and it was on sale, which I was really, really lucky for, because it was on sale for $9.99. I didn't want to pay, over $10 for it. Is Stetson, and they're out of business. Surprise. But I've had a hat that tasted better than Stetson.
Have you ever had a whiskey called Glenlodgie?
Oh my God, I think that's the other. Johnny, I go in that box. I think I have it.
So there is John,
No.
Glazer and I used to, anytime I would work with John Glazer.
No, I think that's it's a dark label, John. We've gone off the path. I'm sorry, everybody. We've lost everybody.
Anytime I'd pick up John from the airport, we would be coming here or be going like to somewhere in New York or whatever, is like I'd pick up the airport and I would just give him the bottle of Glenlodgie that I bought at Total Wine for $9.99, and it's just like all caramel coloring and like maybe 3 years and 1 day old.
That's
like,
Lock Do is sort of like that. Lock Do, we call it Lock Don't. But yeah, for obvious reasons. But all right, let's try your whiskey, which is really good. So wait a minute. So far, right? Exactly. Maybe we're about to go downhill. Number 3.
Wait, so first whiskey was like kind of delicate version of our like kind of 50-50 older single malt from the Cotswolds, like in some STR casks. Some of them are second fill STR. Second one is our 70% first fill STR, 30% first fill ex bourbon. Now, whiskey number 3 is our founder's choice.
It's a higher ABV.
Thank you. It's
I'm just telling you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's 100% first fill STR. So it's basically like the signature blend, signature single malt turned up a notch.
To 11.
Like, turn it to 11. Sure. It's cast strength. I think this batch is 59.1. Every batch is different. 60.5. So, yeah, it's a little punchier, but I think what's interesting about tasting these two next to each other is that you can kind of see that signature expression at cask strength. Again, it's not super old. It's a little bit older. It's going to be between 5 and 6 years old.
I like this one.
Thank you. Yeah.
I do like this one.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's really nice.
60.5. Oh, okay, 60.1. All right, so then it's 60 point. Again, each batch is different. So the TTB obviously hopefully they're not watching, but we don't actually file different.
You guys, you have a little bit of grace, but if you take just like a drop of water and put it in just to bring it down just a little bit, I think it really, really, really shows well, and it goes almost to like a candy, sort of red fruit candy flavor to it.
The thing about these, you get a ton of that red fruit on the nose on this one.
Like it's candy, like it makes it candy. No, it's not that one. No, but it is one. No, it's a dark bottle with a dark, but it's not. Yeah, but you should have brought that one in because that one's god awful.
Why are you collecting these? Are you gonna?
I've been collecting them for like 3 or 4 years.
Are you collecting them behind here? Are you gonna like?
Never mind. Just go along with your whiskey. Show everybody your whiskey. Everybody, this is Kerrin's whiskey. Have fun.
Anyway,
but add a drop of water to that,
and it opens up a lot.
See how it tastes.
About these cask strength whiskeys is that the cask strength is great for the American palate. You guys really, really like high strength whiskey. As I've.
But think of it as whiskey concentrate. Don't think of it. This is the way I should drink it.
In other markets, in other countries, folks like cask strength whiskey, but they like to actually size it up and down. So, I'm in the mood for this. They'll drink it as in different expressions. So they'll add different amounts of water depending upon their mood. And that's kind of yeah. So these cask cask expressions are actually going to evolve next year. We're going to actually reduce the ABV on some of them. So they won't be called cask expressions anymore because they won't be cask strength. But that's, again, it's just because at the moment they're quite high strength.
But that's all. That's a conundrum, isn't it? Because you want to release something with a higher ABV, but your blender may not feel that that's the best. The way they taste the best.
So that's kind of the rub, is that, Dan was really passionate about when these first came out, about having these cask strength expressions, and Alice has a little bit more of a delicate palate. She has actually a super nuanced palate.
Yeah.
And so she was saying, I think that these are great. And the thing is they could, if we brought the ABV down, we could bring the price down as well. And so it's something that we're playing a little bit with the barrels to get to a different sweet spot, but also there's a lot of folks that really love them at this ABV. So
have you thought about adding is sort of doing like the cognac way and adding water to the barrels and having them come down over time?
No.
Oh,
no.
Just putting that out there.
Yeah. I know. I mean, we do.
Consulting fee will come later.
Great. So is that a separate
invoice?
Yeah. Is that a separate column?
That's a separate column. Oh, my fee is definitely a separate column. No, but that may be a way to sort of like, because it integrates better was what I'm getting at over time.
So we marry for a really long time.
Yeah.
Because obviously a single malt or not.
There's a thing like not shocking it by adding water.
So yeah, we do that. We do that when we marry casks.
Yeah.
But in terms of proofing down, we don't age it.
So the Scotch Whiskey Association, you didn't say anything, so you can do what you want right now. So
the moment we don't, yeah, exactly. So the upshot is these are really fun to be able to show while they're
beautiful whiskey.
And they're not kind of like super limited right now, but we will be kind of evolving this range to be a little bit more price sensitive and a little bit less ABV high, so that they're, just because of that whole point, is that, while there is this drive for this desire for cask strength whiskey, there's also this, they are quite beautiful if you do add a little bit of water to them. So anyway, evolving them. What do you guys think about, so Founder's Choice is basically signature with the volume turned up.
Like that one? Do you guys like it? Did you guys try it with a little bit extra water? Just a touch? Did you like that? You didn't like that? All right. Mostly people liked it.
Okay.
I think.
Right. Next one is coming in, but we don't have it yet.
We don't have this yet. And if you do like it, we are taking orders for it because it is actually on its way.
It is actually on its way.
We have the pricing, we have everything except for the bottles. So we can take orders.
With the snowstorm. No.
Something happened.
Who knew?
We were snowed in.
Yeah. So this is our sherry cask. So it's actually two sherry casks. It's a Pedro Jimenez sherry casks and Oloroso sherry casks.
57.4.
Well, that's definitely the one that you're drinking then, and the one you will get because it is.
There's only one.
I pulled it from
Ruby.
Oh no, actually, I pulled it from Texas, but Texas is getting the same
thing.
Yeah. We'll get it from Ruby. Oloroso casks, Pedro Jimenez casks, and we buy these from Miguel Martin in Jerez, and we actually buy them wet. So what's fun about that is we get the sherry casks and we get the sherry, and the
really nice.
We use the sherry for another product called Summer Cup, which is a fun kind of Pimm's variation that we do that I'm trying to bring to the US. It's got a gin and sherry, and it's really delicious. Anyway,
that's great.
But so what's fun about the sherry cask is that you get kind of 50% of that PX, 50% Oloroso, kept at high proof. We do the cognac marrying on this we do marry for 12 weeks,
right?
In order to make sure that the kind of you get the kind of sweetness from the Pedro Jimenez, you get the kind of salinity from the Oloroso, that those have enough time to marry, and then we bottle.
I always get like, and it shows up for me on this one is sort of that fresh mushroom sort of flavor. Yeah, like white mushroom. It's good. It's not bad.
Magic.
And it's in a good way. No, that'd be a whole different thing. No, like a white mushroom. It's not quite grandma's attic, but it is.
So yeah,
in a good way. A good way.
I have found people either really like the Founder's Choice or really like the sherry cask, but generally don't like both of them. And I don't know if it's,
I don't know why.
I don't know.
Depends on what mood I would be in.
Like when we were in Texas, when I was in Dallas, everybody loved the sherry cask. When I was in Minneapolis, everybody loved the sherry cask. And when I was in Austin and Houston and San Antonio, everybody loved the Founder's Choice. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. Different strokes, different folks.
Something in the water.
Something in the water. Something in the whiskey. What this isn't going to
What do
be
you
like
guys
your typical sherry bomb or anything like that, but it is a really nice kind of.
Oh, it's definitely rich.
And what we do is it's all like new make has been put into, these aren't cask finishes. These are all the new make.
All in all the time.
Put in from day go. So it's not going to have that kind of just light touch of sherry. It's going to have the like full evolved sherry profile.
So you're getting so basically what you're getting is you're getting the influence of the sherry, but you're also getting time.
Yep.
And there's a difference.
It's
like
yeah.
Instead
of putting aged whiskey in
Right.
fresh sherry casks, we're putting new make whiskey in fresh sherry casks, and so there's a little bit of I would say kind of funky interaction
Yeah.
between the kind of wine notes and the
Well,
whiskey.
Dr. Don Livermore did experiments and he went through and he figured out that you will get like all the residual flavors from the cask in sort of like 2 to 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anything that it changes after that is now time in that cask.
Exactly.
And that's what's actually changing.
Yeah.
Because you only get like, let's say about half of what it is. So let's say there's, I'm just using this example. Let's say there's 100 parts per million of sherry in there. You'll pull out 50.
Yeah.
That's it. And then it's time and it's age.
Yep.
So it's really interesting.
But it's something that it has a completely different flavor than if we had put the signature whiskey, which has already had the, time in the kind of like bourbon cask and SCR cask into the sherry, because you will only get the kind of sweet top notes of the sherry. You won't get the kind of aged kind of, drinking.
I really like this one. It's really good.
It's really complex for a sherry cask.
It's a thinking person's whiskey.
Sure.
Sherry cask can be red oak, but they don't have to be. Which one did you use?
Spanish oak.
Spanish oak. So yeah.
It's white oak, I think.
White. Well, European.
I think.
It's French oak, probably.
It's not French oak.
No, it's not. It's European oak, though.
It is from. I asked this question actually because somebody else when I was in Minneapolis.
And what was the answer?
And the answer was Spanish oak. Oh, actually, no. I think you're right. It was French oak. I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait. Take the.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just swearing at me like a life to right.
I'll look after, but I think maybe you're right. So I've only worked for this company for 3 months, so you gotta give me a break. So yeah, it's European for sure. It's definitely not. It's not American oak. I can say that for sure. And it's not.
It might be. It's not Rioja, like.
No.
Right, not Rioja barrels, but
no, it's not.
It's sherry.
Sherry.
All right, just checking.
Wait,
just asking.
Why?
I don't know. I was just being goofy.
Just being a dick. Okay, got it. That's fine. That's not a swear.
If you call me, it is.
Okay.
All right.
Do I get a like beep 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 when I call you a dick?
I don't know. I didn't look at that one.
Oh, okay. I thought like
try it again.
Oh, I will.
Oh no, it stopped working. You've broken it. You've broken it. Are you happy now? You broke it. All right. Well, there you go. Facebook is down, everybody.
All right. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Sorry to all of you at home. Really?
You've done this before.
It's not my first breaking Facebook rodeo.
Not your first rodeo. No, not at all.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get it back. We'll try.
In the meantime, I'll look to see what, because I asked Alex.
Oh, no, that's okay. We're good. Don't worry. Let's go. Yeah, we can move on to the next one. We're good.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Oak.
Don't worry about it.
Oh.
All right. What's the question, sir? It's got a very long finish. Yeah, and it's a whole mouth feel to it. You're absolutely correct. Okay. No, you're absolutely correct.
The sherry casks are Spanish oak. The STR casks are American oak.
All right, there you go. Right.
This doesn't.
No,
Yeah, which is why it's different. Which is why it's like kind of different
I
from
like
your
the flavor on that.
traditional sweet. It's not as sweet as traditional sherry cask whiskey, I'll tell you that. The reason you had me tripped up is because
I had you dripped
no
on?
no no
Oh no. Okay.
you don't you
Already been
please
called names now, and
please
it's like I'm just a little sensitive. So
please. Um, so the next whiskey,
yeah,
this one is going to be more of a fruit bomb. This is all right. So this is, I
you
basically,
just got this one in.
yeah. Oh, this is brand new.
Brandy new.
It just landed in the States. I actually stole the great thing about being global commercial director is that you can steal from other people's pockets. So this was actually a distillery exclusive that, there was about, I don't know, 150 bottles that hadn't sold through that were gonna go to one of the other stores or something like that. And I said, you know what? I really love this whiskey specifically. This is one of our two limited editions that we do every year. And I said, I'm just yoink, taking it and bringing it. So you guys, so Massachusetts got 10 cases, Texas got 20 cases, and that's it. There's no more after that. So smoke it while you got
From
it.
Austin to Boston.
From Austin to Boston. Maybe that's what we'll do the single cast.
Yeah, there you go.
That's fun. But it might be Houston. Anyway, so Hearts
He's
and
got to move.
I know, I know. That man will not move from Houston to Austin, I tell you that. So Hearts and we do two limited editions a year, and they're both kind of based on Alice's whims, which is fun. Like I said, she's 25. So Hearts and Crafts, I know my whims when I was 25, different. So Hearts and Crafts is basically an ode to the arts and crafts movement that had part of its start in the Cotswolds. And it's meant to kind of be one of Alice kind of tasting different expressions that have been in some of our more exotic casks and choosing a combination of them for to focus on for 1 year. So last year it was Pinot de Charente. The year before, I think there's been different ones. There's a Madeira one. This year it is Calvados. And so putting a really, really fruity kind of nectarine, apricot, peachy new make into old Calvados casks gives you kind of like fruit on fruit. This one is 55% ABV, I believe. It's either 50 or 55.
You know what I'm getting on this though?
55.
Like on the near the front of your tongue on this one, I almost get like more of a citrus, like a lemon note.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I get like yellow apple. So this one is 50%. So French oak,
Yeah.
obviously, is Calvados. Calvados being apple brandy from Normandy. So one producer that we use is Drouin, Christian Drouin, and the other one is Camus. And so we use basically 50-50 casks from both producers and marry them, like I said, in the same way that we marry
Right.
Jerry for 12 weeks. And what you get is this really beautiful kind of apple adjacent expression of kind of our signature style that kind of has the fruit note turned up. But
Really nice.
yeah, and so every year we do this in the kind of tube that is a different kind of interpretation of a pattern from the arts and crafts movement. And so they're, I'm a big fan of pretty packaging, but it is
Nice.
yeah.
The whiskey's
Anyway.
good, so that's the more important part.
Yeah, I know, but it's pretty on the shelf also. So,
Yeah, really.
what do you guys think of that? Because that was one that I just wanted to pull. Yeah.
Really good, right?
So just so you know, I think you only have 6 bottles of it right now.
Right now.
But
I'm going to go through all that and I'm going to explain them.
okay, yeah. Because there's a limited, limited.
Limited amount.
But yeah, if there is a question, yeah. 55, 110.
Yeah, you can bring that one down a little bit too. Add a little bit of water to that one. You'll see.
This one, I mean, feels really drinkable for me at 55.
It is, but I think it's gonna some of the other flavors are gonna I can feel them popping.
Cool.
I'll try it.
So yeah, so the other limited edition that we do every year, so this one we do every year in kind of April, May. And I'll be again pulling some off the top to bring to the US for the one that we do in May. And the other one that we do is in October that's called Harvest. And actually, so there's a kind of half bottle of the last release of Harvest in your So I'll
I
have
have
it.
some.
I'll have it under the table this weekend if you happen to be coming to Go Whiskey Weekend. And Harvest, basically, Dan finds a local artist that he likes and gives Alice a painting, and she creates a whiskey based upon an interpretation of the painting. Um, which is very cool. She's kind of that synesthete type, which is it's very cool, very interesting, and she is also an artist, so that makes sense.
Mm.
For me, the whiskeys are really are really lights out. So this one is the one that we just released that's upstairs or wherever is like a whole bunch of port casks mixed with like a tiny bit of our peated cask.
Nice.
Super beautiful. Anyway.
Yeah.
So Harvest will not the last iteration because unfortunately that one sold out, but the next iteration is going to
the next iteration will start getting them.
Yeah. So you'll get they will only it's funny because they will only really be here in Massachusetts and in Texas, which are both markets you can't really ship from. So yeah.
So we get them all. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Good for us. Yay us.
Yeah.
So this is number 6.
So 6, yeah, so the last one is our peated cask. So if you looked at a map of the Cotswolds, if I had a PowerPoint presentation, which I don't.
Wow.
Well, good, because I didn't have one.
Good.
So
everything works out for the best sometimes.
I was like, Brian, I can't remember, but I don't think Brian is going to ask me for a deck, but if he does, it's going to be a big no. So I didn't say big dick. I said
Yeah,
big
I
dick.
know what you said.
All right, cool.
And we also heard there was going to be a no. So
Yeah, it was a big no anyway. So normally I would
put that one in there. Hold on. There you go. There you go.
Normally I would put a big picture of England up here and I would show where the Cotswolds are and I'd say, hey, there's no water really anywhere around here, so there's not really any peat to be found anywhere around the Cotswolds. So what doesn't make sense that we make a peated whiskey, but what we do make is we put our new make, our delicious, beautiful, award-winning new make, which by the way we call white pheasant instead of white dog, because pheasants, which are these dumb, dopey, like super colorful, beautiful birds
and delicious, by the way.
They're delicious, but they're like birds. They're dumb, beautiful, and have a death wish. Anyway, they're like will actively jump in front of your car when you're driving through the Cotswolds. Anyway,
I've seen you drive. Yes, probably.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. I'm a terrible driver. I'm notoriously a terrible driver.
She's from Framingham, everybody.
From Framingham. I lived in New York. I now drive on the wrong side of the road in the Cotswolds. It's not looking good for me. So may she rest. Anyway, we have a pheasant on all of our bottles is the upshot, and our white pheasant is our new make. What we do is we take our white pheasant and we put it in Lefroy quarter casks. And what you end up getting is a really really delicious and funny interpretation of peated whiskey. It's our peated cask whiskey. So you get that kind of really beautiful fruit. Did you try it?
Yeah, it's nice.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Ice cream and
I will say this again. It is like this is the way when you actually do something that actually integrates really well.
Yeah.
It's the peat is the salt on the steak and not the steak.
Yeah.
So it's got, it's there, but it's not an overpowering type thing.
It's
and it enhances a couple other flavors in your whiskey
exactly.
too.
It kind of it almost brings out some more of those weirder fruit notes that you like. I don't like.
And it also brings out the salinic finish too.
I love this whiskey, and when I first started with the company, transparently, I was like, why the fuck are these people doing like peated whiskey? There's no peat anywhere. But I get it. It's really it's super delicious. It's super easy drinking. And it's a kind of cool pivot for people that like peated whiskey. Huh? Yeah.
Do you guys like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not too peated. Like, does anybody not like peated whiskey? Do you still, what about this one? You okay with this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's might have a touch too much peat for the people who don't like peated whiskey. Frank would not like this. It would be great.
Correct. 59.6%.
Yeah. Really good.
To the point from earlier, no chill filtering, no artificial coloring. Obviously you can see, it's green like a peated whiskey should be.
Yeah, so it's not that like it always is deceptive because this one is probably one of the clearest, just light straw. I mean, light straw color, but all of a sudden, all this big taste, these flavors are like
Huge
huge flavors and stuff
Yeah.
like that in there.
It's funny because it's surprising to me. It's one of the most popular whiskeys of ours. Because people are like, if real peat heads will be like, it's
It's not enough.
too light. Yeah, it's
Not enough.
not peated enough.
Didn't go far enough.
Didn't go far enough, but it's not meant to. It's not a peated with the whiskey itself is not peated. It's really just like what the pheasant is kind of clinging on to in this water.
I'd like to
cask.
make like a penicillin or something with this. It'd be probably pretty cool.
It would be expensive, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm using your peated whiskey, not mine.
Exactly.
So there we go. So there you go.
Fine. So anyway, yeah, that's our peated cask.
All right. So this is what I want to do. We're going to do the one that Megazone let us try.
Yeah.
We'll do that first. And then we have at the end, we actually have the gin for you guys to try. Is that okay? You're okay with it, more whiskey? Yeah, I figured. Yeah, that was a rhetorical question.
So this is one of the first releases. So Highgrove Evergreen from Highgrove is our kind of permanent SKU that's coming here. The kind of nuanced fennel notes, the bay leaf, da da da. We did some single casks as we started our partnership with Highgrove with the King, to honor different momentous occasions in his life. So this one was for his birthday celebration. Either last year or the year before. And it is the same plumage Archer barley with STR casks, bourbon casks, so similar kind of makeup, but we got really excited over there, I can tell. But this one also uses port cask.
Don't worry, sir, we're cutting you off.
So I actually haven't tried this one yet. So I think it's fun. It's 50% ABV, so it's going to be a little bit. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Megazone is like the whiskey fairy. It just like puts little like bottles under your pillow.
All right, so here I'm going to say something not popular.
Okay.
I like your final product better.
Which one?
I like that
This one better. Okay.
Of the Highgrove.
Oh.
I think it showcases the barley better.
Better. Yeah. Well, this one wasn't trying to, this one.
Yeah,
was,
no, it is what it is, but I'm just saying, like, because what you usually try to do is trying to, like, you make some expressions just try to figure out where it's going to go.
Yeah.
And then you make decisions off those other ones.
Yeah.
I think you went in the right direction.
So I think this one is more stripped back. The Highgrove Evergreen is more stripped back. Like you get more of those like vegetal notes. You get more of that kind of.
Yeah, I think it starts taking some of that stuff starts taking over.
Yeah.
But so you get more of what the flavor components of that barley are, which is the point of it.
Which is the point, because we're like, what is special about that is this barley. And there's not a lot of opportunity to.
But it's very good. I like it.
Do you know who did? It was the Irish guy who was doing the different barley. It got closed. Right? Waterford. Yeah. Waterford. So it's rare unless you see those kinds of producers to be able to kind of taste the difference in two types of barley. I mean, we use Laureate barley, we use Odyssey barley, blah blah blah. But like this particular style of barley, the whiskey for Evergreen, was created to complement that.
Can I ask you a question on the King's barley there?
Yeah.
What do you know what the yield was? Tons per liter of alcohol. I'm just curious of I would imagine it wouldn't be high. No, imagine it would be like, all right. So when you make whiskey, why a lot of places switch from one type of barley to another is a lot of the barley starts falling off and doesn't produce as much alcohol, and you'll switch to one that does. And so this is why it goes. That's one way of going about it. There's another way of going about it when you're using like heirloom grains or heirloom barley, and you're not really looking for the yield. Yeah. You're looking for a flavor.
Yeah.
And so there's a difference. I was just curious of how the yield was in comparison to what
the one we normally use.
What you normally use. Yeah.
I think it's kind of what I will say is, because
it's very geeky what I just asked. So sorry.
My eyes be like give me a break.
That's the only reason she rolls her
right. Sure. But no, I will say that it's kind of like when you go and you eat organic fruit, it's like smaller and less
Right.
like, where you go to Whole Foods, you get an apple, it's like that big, or if you go to the organic store, the
Not
apple's like that
anymore.
big. What do you mean? No, I mean like that big, like it's
No, no, I'm
not
just saying, like, now that Amazon has
that's
their own,
right, it's
they're
Amazon.
not,
Like
yeah,
it's organic fruit and vegetable is generally smaller. They're
right.
not like they're much more kind of they're not bred to be
They're
as
not
big
bread,
as possible.
basically.
Yeah.
They're not bread.
So it's the same thing with
Right,
the barley,
right.
which so people are like, oh well, it's also 46%, and yes, it's older. Why is it more expensive? And it's like this barley
It's
is a
it's
very
economy. You get
specific.
economies to scale.
Yeah, yeah. So I understand the
That's the
logic of your question, but
Yes,
like I don't know the answer.
that's okay.
So yeah, but that's really
Didn't
just
know the answer.
yep. I'm getting an F today on my
Oh, they already called me. They asked me to critique you. So
great. The benefit of working in the US when I live in London is that everyone's asleep now. So
I don't know. I'm getting stuff. Some people are up.
yeah, great.
Just saying.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. It's got your pink slip, Karen. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
But no, Megazone, this is so cool because
It is very cool.
actually haven't we don't have this in the store anymore. So yeah, but there's if any of you want to come to the Cotswolds or you're coming to the UK, I will very, very happily have you as my guest. You can taste all sorts of weird shit. We've got something called uh Cotswolvados. So
Yes.
we have
Yes.
yeah, we have
That's
Calvados that is made in the Cotswolds.
yeah.
We have
Have you mixed that yet? Have you
yeah,
mixed it
yeah,
with half?
it's
So
delicious.
there's a drink, the one that John used to make. Take Calvados and you mix it Scovados,
Yeah,
and you mix it with Scotch
yeah.
and mix the two
So
together. It's delicious.
yeah, so but we have all of these like weird one. Here's the thing: is working for crazy founders, and like Dan will tell you, he's like Willy Wonka. It's great, but like we have Amaro, we have Amari that they make at the distillery that a peated Amaro, which is Pasha always has me bring the stuff back. We have the best thing that we have, not the best thing, but we have a whiskey cream liqueur.
Yeah, nice.
The whiskey cream liqueur, I'm trying to get it TTB approved here, but I've never fucked with dairy before, and that's a whole thing that you don't want to get into. Have you ever tried to explain to the federal government like how your British dairy has been? It's not fun, not
Yeah.
fun. Anyway, so I'm trying
Do
to
it, but they have mad cow in England. So
right.
no, I'm just teasing. That was a joke.
But we have
Or joke.
we use our new make, and this is really rare because most people use NGS or something, but we use our new make to make our cream liqueur. And so people, I mean, if you can get your hands on it in whatever weird and wonderful ways you get booze, it is like I smuggle this stuff like everywhere I go because it's that delicious. Hello. Yeah, so come to the UK.
Dear TSA.
I'm already on the list. We know that. It's fine.
All right, so let's try we get the gin.
The gin. I'm so sorry. So
We're gonna try the gin.
So this was the thing that I have an orange. How many of you guys know what sumo oranges are? Yeah, they're fucking great, aren't they? I don't care. I'm very, very happy about that. So you guys only really have these sumo oranges here. So everywhere I go, I buy sumo oranges, like every supermarket when I'm here. Anyway, I have brought this because when you burst open an orange, you get all these, you can see all the oils kind of coming. I'm just hungry at this point. And you'll start to kind of get all of the essence, right? Our gin has 10 times the botanicals that any other London dry gin has. And so, and the reason for that is we're using hand peeled grapefruits, oranges, lemons, limes. And it's basically like using 10 tea bags to make a cup of tea instead of one tea bag to make a cup of tea. And the same thing, as we were talking about with non-chill filtering, is when you take something that has all those essential oils and you add water to it.
And they're oils, so they won't cloud.
Yeah, it's oil. Or that didn't work as much as I wanted it to. But
just let you know.
yeah, I was showing them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this will it will cloud up and it gives you this beautiful silky mouthfeel. So anyway, we won these crazy awards for this gin. It's local Cotswolds lavender that's from 10 miles away from the distillery, just like Alice and the barley and the malting and all things. And yeah, it was just basically made to be kind of reverse engineered like number three gin or, the botanist or something like that. And it's just become really, really popular. It makes an unbelievable gin and tonic. I mean, what's the signature serve? Gin and tonic. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
The good part of this, by the way, is that to me, it tastes like very fresh. Like it's light and fresh with a lot of flavor. This would make also a really good French 45,
French 75.
75, whatever. So I cut it in half, whatever.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
you
yeah.
do it. But it would, because the botanicals are more on the citrusy side.
Absolutely.
So I think it would a French 75 on this would be really nice.
So I mean, like this is single shot distillation instead of kind of putting it like instead of proofing down, instead of like infusing the different botanicals individually and then proofing down the whole thing. What we do is we put all the 200 pounds of botanicals into the still, and that's how we do it all at once instead of multi-shot. So you end up getting a really concentrated
Are
burst.
they all just in there, or are they like in a tea bag like type thing?
Yeah, it's a
Like
basket.
pouches?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like a basket.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, in our
And you do put it in the boil,
yeah.
like in the. Oh, that's cool.
So it's very labor intensive,
Yeah.
but this is the site that if you come to the distillery on a day that we're making gin, there's 1,000 of these, but grapefruits just lying in bins around all the distillery, and you walk around and everything smells like grapefruit. And I'm like, what? Me being somebody who just like will eat citrus in the middle of a tasting, for example. I was like, is this just free for all? And I ate 6 grapefruits in one day. 6 naked grapefruits. I mean, that's what I got.
Alice comes down and goes, "It's not quite right. Does anybody know what happened?"
No, but they don't need the once they take the peels off, they
Yeah,
don't
you
need
just the peel.
they don't
They
need
need
the
the fruit.
fruit.
How come you're not making juice?
I would love to make juice.
Yeah.
But
There you go. No, it's actually I really like this gin. I was actually a friend of mine actually turned me on to this gin early when it was first coming in.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And we've done the 5 cases of bringing this gin in, and it's still really popular. And then we couldn't get it for a while. Now we're back in.
Yeah,
So we
it's
got it.
this. I mean, what's really funny is I started working with this company obviously because I really enjoy the kind of whiskey story, and I really enjoy the story with Alice, and I really enjoy the liquids, and it's a great business to work in. I didn't think that the gin would be as big of a deal as it is, and everywhere that I've been going, I've been in Minneapolis, Austin, Houston, Dallas, going to DC here. Everywhere I've been has been like, yes, talking about the whiskeys, but like people are just into the gin as well. I mean, it's really
I
surprising and
think when you
exciting.
first called me, you said I'm working for Cotswold, and we're like, oh, the gin company.
Yeah, and
You're
that's
like, no, it's the whiskey company, and that's what I'm
it's
going to
true.
prove to you.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Yeah, we try not to tell Dan that stuff because
Yeah.
he'll get
Feels
upset.
nuts.
But also it's like in the UK, so you'll go into like the fanciest hotel bar in the UK, right? And you'll go in and be like, "Hi, I'm Kerrin. I work for Cotswolds." And they're like, "Oh, the cream liqueur." And I'm like, "What?" So it's like not even the gin and not the whiskey, but people are obsessed with the cream liqueur. So, it's a gift horse. You don't look a
That's
gift
right. That's what I'm
horse.
saying. If something's hitting you, you take it.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for making the trip so early in the morning to
Thank
get here
you.
on the plane for us today.
Thank you guys.
We do really appreciate that.
Appreciate you being gentle on me. It's my first rodeo after my long flight and whatnot and my new gig. So
New gig.
yeah.
I want to thank everybody that's watched us on Facebook. This also becomes a podcast. You can get this wherever you get your podcast. Let's say Spotify.
Does it come with the swears?
It does.
Oh, great.
Swears included.
Cool.
And
challenge.
it's called evergreen content. It's good forever. And then also we have our YouTube page. It's the Liquor Talking YouTube page. So type it all out. You'll find them all there. And Cousin Vinny gets them up there probably within the next couple days. And yes, I have a Cousin Vinny, and he'll get them all up there.
Side.
Yes, the small side. So we're gonna say bye to everybody on Facebook. I'm glad you could join us tonight. A lot of people are jumping in on Facebook. Glad you could join us tonight, but you should have been here because it was awesome.